Superman issue number 13, or the second installment in the House of Brainiac mini event that seems to be doing a good job of keeping itself strictly to the Superman books. We don't need to, do more of this. I feel like in another time, maybe if we didn't have Absolute Power coming out in a couple of months, they'd be like, we can have Brainiac pods land all over the freaking DC universe, like a Gotham tie-in, so Batman and like his rogues are fighting the Brainiacs and stuff, or that kind of shit. Maybe, but it's kind of nice that between Absolute Power and Beast World before it, a little mini event that's just Brainiac doing Brainiac stuff can happen. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling because we can just relax a minute, take a breather. It's not going to be a big world-ending event. It's just Superman doing Superman stuff. Oh, and also Lobo is here. So this book opens up. There's a Warriors bar in the shape of a Green lantern. Everyone's kind of freaking out trying to escape because Lobo is trying to start a fight. He wants to take some heads with him. He's like, I'm going to take you all down. And then Superman comes in. He's like, dude, we have to talk. He's like, and all the bars in all the worlds, you had to come into this one. All right, you big Boy Scout. What do you want? And they kind of like lash out a bit. He's like, I need you to take me to Brainiac. He's like, I don't know what the frag you're talking about. Why would I work with that ugly piece of shit? And you see all the other Zarnins just on like the Brainiac ship, just partying, having a good time. Well, all of our Kryptonian characters are just kind of freaking out, or Superman adjacent characters too. They're experimenting on Livewire. She's being shocked and like attacked, and Brainiac's like, interesting, your powers come from an accident. That's very cool. I find that very fascinating. I should absorb all your power. Is this... Because a Brainiac is going to be an Absolute Power. Is this going to lead into Absolute Power where, like, I need all the powers to make my bride or something? Oh, God, please let that be the case. We do kind of see, like, the incubating female Brainiac. Please, let this be about Brainiac trying to make himself a girlfriend. Like, just Bride of Frankenstein this shit up so hard. I know Williamson likes horror, so maybe that's where we're going. And then Brainiac's like, you guys are useless. Like, I already have you, like, depowered and alone. It's all mine. I'll take care of all of this. It's pretty easy. But then he starts to like kind of like break out. Like he's like his power is like leaving his body. Electrocution's coming out of him everywhere. He like throws up a bit. Everyone's like, is he okay? And a bunch of other Brainiacs come to take him to his cooling chamber. So, he's like, he wants to make like the ultimate body. Okay. That's what we're doing here in the form of a bride. Okay. That makes sense. And as he's kind of like being dragged away, you see that Mercy is trying to talk to Lex because they were also taken. She's like, you planned for something like this happening. Like, you knew this was going to happen. Like, did you make a deal with him? Or is this why you made Supercorp? Like, all of this? As she says that, we go back to Supercorp, where Lois and Clark are talking. Like, can we trust Lobo to do this thing? Not really, but we kind of have to. Like, there's worse people out there. So I guess we could trust him. We still got like Steel and Power Girl and our son out there doing stuff. I guess we just have to work with Lobo for a bit. I guess we just have to shoehorn in Lobo to this book because Lobo's popular again. Hey, it's been a while since his conception, so let's make him popular again. Here we go. It's Lobo time, everybody. Get a good look because this is going to be Jason Momoa in about 2 years. He's like, well, I'll be a son of a best stitch. You're right, of all these Zarnians doing stupid shit. They ain't clones. I know that one's Chakal. He's like a dickhead. I kind of modeled myself after him. I hate them all too, Soups, but let's go. Fight him down and take a big swing at this. How are we going to get past, like, the big, like, weird quarantine Earth thing that the Green Lanterns put up? And some Supercorp scientists are like, well, we have a plan. A cloaking device, if you will. You're going to have to ride a space hog. So Lobo gets on his space hog that he's got somewhere, and Superman's got his own motorcycle. They're going to fly into space and just get out there and do the thing. They get past the Green Lantern security. Good job, guys. That was easy. And then we kind of slow down for a minute so Superman and Lobo can talk about, like, the changing in the times. It's not really about, like, the current state of comic books. It's more like, I've never seen you so angry, Big Blue. Like, why are you getting so fumed about this? Like, this is a different energy. And I might have made you mad before, but you seem kind of angry. Is it because they got your kids and that kind of thing? You're just getting tired of this? Kind of like that. You like it. And Lobo's trying to be like, well, you got to get angry sometimes, Big Blue. Eventually it's going to be good for you. Talking about their kids. They take a little second to talk about like their kids. And it's like, look at us. We're grown up. We got big families now. It's like, awesome. We're cool. We're adults. Before we can have a real heart-to-heart, we're going to be attacked by Shakal and all of the other Zarnians. And you're just like, all right, I guess it's time to fight everybody. Let's go fight everybody. And Lobo's just ready to fight all these pieces of shit. And then we cut back to see that Brainiac is getting out of his cooling chamber. He's doing okay. He's looking at, like, the weird corpse of his bride. So, okay, is it Bride? Do we think it's going to be a Bride of Frankenstein thing where the monster doesn't want to be alone? Or do we think it's going to be like he's going to transfer himself into the purest form of Brainiac, which is like a hot woman? I'm okay with either. I love the idea of both of those. I'm a huge Bride of Frankenstein fan. I also love the idea of the superior Brainiac is just like a woman. Because it's true, women are pretty smart. And probably smarter than a lot of men. So that's awesome. Great. So he did let Lex Luthor out of like his chamber or whatever. Because they're like old colleagues. They've have a long history so they can communicate with each other freely. And he's just like, oh, all right. I mean, this is kind of crazy what you're doing here, Brainiac. I don't know if it's going to work for you. All this power, absolute power, if you will. Do you think it's going to do anything? He's like, I don't need your power, Lex. I don't need you to help with anything you're doing here or why you're even here at all. I wasn't even going to bring you. I have your daughter. She's more valuable than you'll ever be. But he's like, I can make a deal with you. Okay, Brainiac, I'll make a deal. I could give you Superman if you let my daughter get out of this. Okay. He's like, interesting. But Lana kind of like freaks out, like wanting to say something. He's like, oh, I guess I'll process this one next. And then Silver Banshee tries to freak out, but it does nothing. And then you see Connor and Kara are like, well, this freaking sucks. We can't do anything about this, but luckily, Kara's dealt with the Brainiacs before, and she's like, it's all the same technology. I got a piece of the technology. I can wire it. I can short-circuit this shit. Big bang boom. It's done. Connor, you and I are going to save the day. Oh, shit, I just realized we're trapped on a Brainiac ship, and we don't have our powers, and a bunch of, like, robots are going to attack them. Or a big Brainiac, because it looks like a big pair of, like, boots are walking behind them. Uh-oh. Because I keep forgetting they're small. Sometimes the artwork makes it look like they're big and small. Like the earlier one where Luthor and Mercy were talking, they looked like normal sized. And then when Luthor came out, he was like, normal size. So it's kind of hard to say. But a little Supergirl and Superboy are going to have to fight their way through some stuff. Is it going to work? Probably. But we have to cut back next week? Is it? Oh, next month. Okay. I was worried it's going to be like a week event. Like, no, we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back with a new Action Comics very soon where you can continue up on the story. Okay. I like it. I like this. It's Brainiac doing a Brainiac thing. It's not like trying to redefine the mold of what a Brainiac does. It's just Lobo and Superman having a little bit of a moment where it's like, I'm kind of an asshole and I'm a Boy Scout. And I dig that a lot. Really good vibes. The vibes are good in this story. Very curious to see where we're going to go from here. I think we're going to do okay. I think this is going to be an okay event that's going to get us somewhere different. We'll talk. Look, there are rumors about the future of DC and where everything is headed. And I think there is the use of the word absolute in the upcoming event. And Brainiac trying to get all of this power leads me to think some of those rumors might be true. Let's leave it at that. So, Superman issue 13 / House of Brainiac part 2, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.